Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Matt here, Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It's currently 9:03 p.m. Thursday evening, April the 25th, 2024, year of our Lord. And man, I tell you what, it was a beautiful hot day here in Augusta, Georgia today. It really was, man. Wasn't a cloud in the sky. Highs was in the upper 80s. It's just nice, man. Beautiful day. I got a question for y'all, man. Have y'all ever heard of a company called ZVN Properties? It's kind of funny. I'm asking that, man, because they called me today, and I answered the phone and talked to the man, and he was asking me about my business, this, that, and the other, what kind of work we do, all that. And he was telling me that they've got quite a few properties in the area. I've went down this road with several property managers. I pretty much all asked the same questions, and we talked, and he got my email address. He asked me if I was insured and all that good stuff, and I told him yeah. He got my email address and told me to be expecting an email in the next day or two with an information packet, and to call him if I have any questions. A buddy of mine that's been doing this for a while called me. For the sake of the video, we're gonna call his name Bob. Okay, my buddy Bob. That's not his real name, but that's what we're gonna call him. I don't want to put his name out there. But he called me probably about 30-45 minutes ago, and he was like, "Dude, you ever heard of a company called ZVN?" I was like, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have." And he said, "Man, they called me earlier today and just started rattling some off-the-wall stuff." So I just hung up the phone in their face. I said, "Just funny you say that, because they called me today too." And the only thing he got from me was my information, my email address and everything. I was like, he didn't ask me for any kind of policy numbers or anything like that. But he told me to be expecting an email. And then he was like, it's crazy. He said, because we're just going to say Craig. We've got another friend named Craig. Again, that's not his real name either. Called him and told him the same thing. Said a company called ZVN Properties called him. So that's three of us here in the Augusta area, and we all three know each other quite well. I just think that's funny. And I don't know, it sounds like a scam to me. It's either a scam or they're calling around getting quotes, one to two. But anyway, just thought that was funny, and we got into the conversation. He saw that my wife had posted. He saw that my wife had posted a picture of my Turfmaster on Facebook, and he said, "Dude, did you really pay?" Sorry, guys. My buddy Bob is texting me. But he said, "Dude, did you really pay $3,000 for a push mower?" I said, "A little bit less." I said, "It was a little bit less than $3,000 with that and a few other things that I needed." And he said, "What on earth made you do that?" I told him, I said, "I picked up a bunch of properties in Mount Vintage, and all that stuff's got to be bagged." He said, "Man, why didn't you just go buy a walker?" He said, "Damn all that push mowing." I said, "Man, look, these are big money yards." I said, "These are the same normal size yards that we cut every day." I said, "But they're paying extremely well, for one, and for two, I am not in a position to be buying a walker yet." He said, "Oh man, you could buy a used walker for $8 or $9 grand." And I said, "Man, I ain't got nothing against buying used stuff. If you want to buy used stuff, go ahead. I mean, that's just not a chance I'm willing to take." And I've had bad luck with buying used stuff, man. People doctor stuff up way too much. So I stay away from buying used. I try to buy new. That way I can have the warranty. If anything tears up, send it to the dealership. They'll take care of it for me. But he was like, "Man, I hadn't push mowed a yard in probably 10, 11 years." I said, "Well, you in a better position I am. I can't I can't be turning down properties of that caliber. And I can't let the fact that I don't have a certain piece of equipment hold me back when I can do the same thing with a different piece of equipment. I said, but if I keep building up in this area, I will eventually buy a walker. It's just not going to be right now. But he understood. We were good with it or whatever. We got to catching up on things, and he was asking me how business was going, and I was telling him, about the low baller. I probably told y'all about the low baller. And he said, it's funny that you mentioned that guy. He said, because I actually saw him in an area that I was at the other day, and the guy stopped me and asked me if I was willing to sell any properties, like sell part of his route. And he was actually leaning up. He said he was leaning up against the bed of his truck, taking a phone call, and his guys were finishing up, blowing off a backyard. And he's got a crew with him. He's him and then 3 other guys that work with him. But he was telling me that the guys were finishing up in the backyard, and the man pulled up on him and didn't have a trailer or nothing. He was just in a marked vehicle, a little small pickup truck with the logo on it, going out doing estimates and quotes and things like that. And he said the guy rolled up on him and asked him if he was interested in selling any properties, like selling part of his route. And he knew who he was. I mean, we all know who he is. And he said he looked at him. He said, dude, he said, you are playing a very dangerous game doing what you're doing. You're playing a very dangerous game. Everybody out here knows what you're doing. We all know who you are. And you're going to pay for it. Sooner or later, you're going to pay for it. And I told him, I said, I lost a few customers. I said, our other buddy, he lost over 20 customers to that guy. And I said, everybody in the Augusta area has been fussing about him, man. He said, and he basically said the same thing I did. He's like, come June or July, he's going to pay for it dearly. Because as soon as those 100-degree days hit, he's paying his guys $15 an hour. As soon as those 100-degree days hit, they're going to drag up on him, man. And he's going to be in a world of hurt. Guys, I'm itching like crazy, man. I've got freaking poison ivy all over my arms, man. Oh, my goodness. A girl I went to school with actually reached out to me. Her brother gave her my phone number and had me go get a property in shape for her. He's got some tenants moving in. And it's just a one-time deal. I did it I did it one day last week. I can't remember when it was. I had time to do it and I knocked it out. But had a bunch of vines growing along her fence in the backyard, and had to be cut. The lawn had to be cut, and she had a bunch of vines growing up on the fence and everything. And I went through there first and sprayed everything with killer, and then came back 3 or 4 days later and knocked it all down with the brush cutter and bagged it all up and got it out of there. And I am paying for it dearly right now, man. I make good money doing that, but dude, it's not worth what I'm going through right now. I despise poison ivy. I really need to start wearing long sleeve shirts when I'm out here doing this stuff, or at least when I'm doing cleanups or anything like that. But I had a guy try me yesterday, man. He started getting a little smart with me. I was cutting a lawn out in Grovetown, and it's a new property I picked up. And I was putting my edger back in the rack, and the guy stopped me. He said, how much you charge? And I told him, I said, minimum 65. I said, but I'll walk around and take a look at it for me if you want. And he was like, sure. Walked around, and I told him, it'd be 65 to cut the grass, and or if you want year-round service, that'll include your bushes. It'll be, I want to say he had like 5 or 6 large petalums, and they were small. I said, if you want year-round service, that'd be 23 mows from bi-weekly from March to November, and then monthly from December to February. And then I'll throw your bushes in there 3 times a year, and it'll be $145 a month. And he said, well, what if I pay you $145 and you go ahead and get the yard cleaned up for me? Which the yard wasn't bad. It wasn't overgrown or anything. And the bushes needed some love, but it wasn't bad. They really wasn't bad at all. I'd probably be there a total of an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes getting it cleaned up. But he said, how about I pay you $145 and you go ahead and take care of everything for me right now, and then we'll go from there. I said, okay. And I said, but I can't do it right now. I said I've got a few other properties I've got to take care of, and I said I don't know how long they're going to take me because they're brand new properties and some of them are overgrown. I said, but as soon as I get done, if you want, I will come back. I'm not going to be far from here. I said I will come back and get you knocked out if I have time. I said if not, I'll come back Friday, and if I can't get to you Friday, I'll hit you first thing Saturday morning before I get my day started. And he said, well, go ahead and just plan on coming Friday, man, because I actually work night shift and I'm leaving out here pretty soon. And I said, okay. I said, but if you want, I can go ahead and do it for you anyway. I said, I'll just send you an invoice, and because that's how I do payment. I send you an invoice and you pay it online. And he said, oh, you don't take cash? I was like, no, I don't take cash. He said, what about check? And I said, no. I said, I definitely don't take check. I said, the only form of payment I take is debit or credit online. And he said, so you're going to have my bank account information then? I said, no, I won't. I said, I don't see that stuff, dude. I said, it's a software. It goes to that company, and it deposits it into my business account. I don't see any of that. I said, they take care of it for me. And he said, I just don't like that, man. He said, I'm just gonna pay you cash. I said, well, I'm not gonna do it. I said, I don't take cash. And he got mad at me, man. He got mad, like mad. He wasn't like fighting mad or nothing, but he was borderline disrespectful. And I was waiting on one thing to come out of his mouth, and I was just gonna turn around and walk off. But it didn't get ugly or anything like that, but you could tell he got seriously mad about it. But he said, well, all right. He said, well, come on back Friday. He said, just call me Thursday night, and we'll plan on Friday or Saturday, and we'll go from there. He said, but I really want to be here before I pay you, man, because I want to make sure everything's looking good to my specs. And I laughed, I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I just thought it was funny because, I mean, you got people out there that are like that, they don't know. He don't know me. He has no reason to trust me. So he's wanting to make sure the work's getting done before he pays me. So I get it. And I said, all right, that's cool, man. And then he said, if you go ahead and do it, he said, it'd probably be once a month. I said, no. I said, we're not doing that once a month stuff, dude. I said, it's going to be either weekly or bi-weekly, 1 to 2. I said, I don't show up once a month or as needed or anything like that. I said, you have a set day, and I show up on that day. And if you skip, you ain't going to skip too many times before I take you off the schedule completely. And he said, well, I don't like that. And I said, well, that's the way I run my business, man. I said, so there's other people out there that'll do it for you. And he said, so you're basically telling me I'm in a contract. I have to get my grass cut either every week or every other week. He said, you're over here every Tuesday. I said, yeah, but as soon as this schedule fills up, it's full. And I'm not going to manipulate the schedule full of weekly and bi-weekly customers, move them around just for a monthly cut. That's not happening. For one, and for two, the problem is those monthly cuts, when I come back over here, I can't give you the same price, man, because your property's going to be overgrown. I said, that's just the way it is. He said, man, he said, you guys are really putting a squeeze on everybody, man. You're charging high prices, and you're forcing us we have to do this. I was like, man, look, I said, nobody's forcing you to do anything. I said, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. I said, since I've been here talking to you, there's been 3 other guys drive through here pulling a trailer and a lawnmower around. You don't have to go with my services. You can use anybody. So I'm not holding a gun to your head, man. And he said, yeah, you got a point. He said, well, just plan on Friday. I said, all right, dude. And I called him, texted him, and he got no reply. Never answered the phone. So I've got him on the list. If he calls me back in the morning, I'll do it. If not, I'm not going to sweat it, man. But while we're on the note of that, talking about quotes, man, my mom called me this morning. You know, she lives in that golf course community that I just picked up, Mount Vintage over in North Augusta. And she texted me. She said, call me. I said, okay. I called her. And she said, son, I got some good news for you. I said, what's up, mama? And she said, there is a whole street full of houses that are looking for a landscaper year-round landscaping. And she said, what all do you do? I said, I do it all. I said, the only thing I don't do is treatments. I said, I don't do treatments. I said, and I don't do full yard installs of sod. I said, I'll do small repairs and patchwork here and there, but I don't do a complete property sod install. I said, I'm not set up for that yet. And she said, okay. She said, well, these people are very wealthy, and they are looking for landscaping services year-round. And I figured it was right up your alley. And my neighbor called me and told me that he's up at the clubhouse right now, and a guy on the HOA board was talking to him about it because their landscaper got hurt, and they're desperate. And she said, so be expecting your phone to ring, because about 8 different people gave him your information. I said, man, that's awesome. So things could be looking up for me, guys. Things could be looking up for me, which things are looking up for me. I mean, business is picking up slowly but surely. I have one quote in there. Actually, I have 2 quotes in there Saturday. 2 more quotes in there Saturday. But I'm getting leads. You know, I'm not growing like I want to grow, but I'm getting leads. I mean, anything's better than nothing, and that's the way I have to look at it. And I'm getting about 1 or 2 leads a week. I know last week all the leads I had led me nowhere, but it's like that sometimes. That just lets me know that my prices are where they need to be. Okay? And I look at it like this: if you're closing every quote that you give or every estimate that you give, then your prices are too low. Your prices are just too low. And I want to say it was Mike Andes that said, if you're closing more than 70% of your quotes and estimates, then you need to raise your prices. You need to raise your prices. And you should be somewhere between the 45 and 60% close rate. And that lets you know that your prices are right where they need to be. Guys, I'm going to tell you something, man. It's hot as hell out here, okay? It's hot as hell out here. Landscaping's hard work. It's peaceful work, but it's hard work. And we deal with a lot. You know, you need to charge a premium price, man. I don't know what you're charging, and I'm assuming that everybody that's watching me right now is charging a premium price in their area. But if you're the $35 or $40 guy, if you're the one that's going out there lowballing or undercutting everybody's prices, thinking you're going to pick up every lawn in town, man, you're going to go out of business quick. You are. You're not going to be able to find help. You ain't going to be able to afford fuel. You ain't going to be able to afford to pay taxes. You ain't going to be able to replace nothing when it tears up. You need to start raising your prices, man. Know your worth, guys. Know your worth. But look here, man. Oh, Buster Davis, shout out to you. We talked about that Golden Edge edger blade this past weekend, man. I'm gonna look into getting one. I've watched a bunch of reviews on them, and that thing's actually pretty neat looking. So my dealership, Harry's, doesn't sell them. I went by there the other day and they just don't carry them. But I'm gonna if I can't find one around here, then I'm just going to get online and order one. But that's coming. But before I use one, I might go ahead and order it and have it on backup. But before I put it on my edger, I'm burning through every one of them edger blades I got. I've got a little less than 50 yet, man. And has any of you other viewers, have y'all ever used a Golden Edge before? I know you have, Buster, but anybody else? And the reason I'm asking is because I was talking to Buster Davis down at New Hope Cuts, and he was telling me the Golden Edge edger blade, he's had his on there for like 2 years, that one blade, and it hasn't worn out. Well, I go through, you know, I buy them little old cheap 100 pack of, I want to say they're made by Oregon on Amazon. It's for like 30 or 40 bucks. I can't remember how much it was. It's cheap, but I buy the 100 pack of edger blades, and they don't last long, man. They don't last long at all. I go through 3 blades a week. But yeah, I'm gonna give that a try. I looked at the prices. I want to say it's like 30 bucks. And also in my last video, somebody was talking about the Darwin's grips. I'm not a tall guy. I'm 5'10". I'm not tall. I don't consider that to be tall, but I got to figure out something, man, because I'm going to tell you something. Mowing that pond dam the other day and mowing that ditch, ooh, Lord. Man, that wore my back out. But anyway, I'm going to hop off here, man. It's getting late. I know most of y'all are probably in the bed by now or either doing admin work in your business, man. But anyway, I hope y'all have a glorious weekend. I really do. I don't know if I'll be back on here before Monday or not. But if not, man, y'all have a blessed weekend. And all you weekend warriors, man, y'all get out there and kill it and grow, grow, grow. Well, look here, man. Until the next one, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holla at y'all. Bye.